My son Kip is home for a long weekend, and to celebrate, I'm going to host a casual dinner for 12 with some of his favorite foods, including a shrimp boil and butterscotch brownies. And I'm hoping that Kip will show us how to make one of his favorite drinks, a gin smash. Let's get started. The secret to doing a pretty cheese board is to have a variety of colors and textures and not too many things. So what I'm going to start with are my cheeses, and I've just chosen 3. I have a triple cream brie, I have a cheddar version, and a boursin. So I'm going to start by just putting the cheeses on the board, and then we're going to fill around them with some green grapes. And I don't want them necessarily all over the plate, but maybe in a couple of places. And then I have some strawberries, which gives some pretty red color. And now I have a variety of different kinds of crackers. I have these cheese straws, which would be pretty all bunched together. And then I have several different kinds of crackers. Put them kind of all together. I've got some of these. And then I'm just going to fill in with some nuts. And then at the end, we'll just lay the rosemary just to add some herb and color. So there you have it, quick and easy cheese board. So my son Kip is home for a long weekend from Georgia Tech, where he's finishing up his PhD, and he's promised to show us how to make a gin smash. So Kip, tell us what's in a gin smash.
The gin smash has cucumber, lime, and mint, and they've been marinating in some gin and simple syrup.
So simple syrup is a mixture of half sugar, half water that's heated on the stove. It doesn't have to boil. You just have to warm it until the sugar is completely dissolved.
The great thing is the cucumbers will absorb some of the gin, and they make a great snack once you finish the drink.
So then we're going to, Kip, add some ice and top that off with the tonic water. It's going to be so refreshing. Give that a quick stir. We use the same thing that we used before. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome home. That's good. So next we're going to work on our dessert and get that into the oven and let it start baking. These are my favorite butterscotch brownies. So to start with, in this bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar, 1 stick of butter that I've melted, 1 egg that I'm just going to beat up, okay, and then 1.5 teaspoons of bourbon. So I'm going to mix that up. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And then I'll get these mixed together. This is 1 cup of pecans that I've toasted in the oven for about 5 minutes at 350. Now I'm just going to chop them up just a little bit more. Now I'm going to add these to our batter, and 1 cup of butterscotch chips. These are just the butterscotch chips that you get in the baking section at the grocery store. This is really thick, and I wish you could smell it because it smells amazing. Now I'm just going to pour that really thick, sticky mixture into this pan. That's why we have the lining with the foil. And we'll just kind of smush it into the corners so we have a nice, even layer. I'm just going to put it in the oven for 25 minutes at 350. One of our favorite salads is this delicious spinach salad that has all sorts of goodies in it. The first thing we want to do is we want to melt a couple tablespoons of butter, and into that melted butter we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of light brown sugar. As the sugar melts, it's going to turn almost into a caramel. So that's nice and melted. So now I'm going to add in my pecans. So I'm just trying to get those really evenly coated. And then I'm just going to pour them out onto the parchment, spread them out so they cool faster, and that will be our candied pecans for our salad. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our vinaigrette. So I've got equal parts white wine vinegar, olive oil, then I've got 3 garlic cloves that I've chopped up, some sugar, some Dijon mustard, and then this is a combination of salt, pepper, and paprika. And I'm just going to mix this up. Now the last thing we're going to do is assemble this salad. So I've put some baby spinach into my bowl. I've got a whole avocado. Next we're going to add some blueberries. These are a couple shallots that I've cut up thinly, and we'll just kind of distribute those. Next we've got some strawberries that we've hulled and sliced. Last we've got our candied pecans. And then I'm just going to take my vinaigrette that I've made here and pour it over this delicious salad. Isn't that gorgeous? So the last thing we're going to make tonight is our shrimp boil. I love this dish. I've got this huge pot of water starting on my stove. Into this I have put 12 cups of water. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 lemons, squeeze my lemons into the pot, and then I'm just going to drop the rinds right in. Then I'm going to take an onion, and I'm just going to take the skin off my onion, quarter it, and throw that in there. Now I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of Old Bay. Then I have some thyme that I've just tied up with a string, a couple of nice big bay leaves. Then I've got some garlic. Next I've got some salt. And then the last thing I'm going to put in is red pepper flakes. Give that a stir. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the lid on the pot. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, and I'm going to take the heat down a little bit and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. So this is 3 rings of kielbasa, and I am just going to cut these into pieces about like a couple inches. Now my broth has been cooking for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to add the potatoes. Potatoes have been boiling away for 20 minutes. Now they should be pretty soft. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the corn and the kielbasa to this pot, and they're going to simmer for another 10 minutes. Now I'm going to take 2 pounds of jumbo shrimp. Put the lid back on, turn the heat off, and let that steam for the next 15 minutes. So our shrimp should be ready now, and I'm going to pull this off. Everything looks so good. It smells wonderful. And I'm just going to start pulling everything out. So now this shrimp boil is finished, but this makes an incredible meal for our guests and our celebration of Kip's coming home. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like this and subscribe to my YouTube channel.